Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Success Edutech. Today we are discussing questions and answer our third history chapter, Nazism and the rise of Hitler. The first question we will watch: describe the problems faced by the Weimar Republic. Now we'll watch these questions. Answer: the defeat of Imperial Germany at the hands of the Allied power in World War I led to the abdications of the Emperor William II. This gave an opportunity to parliamentary parties to recast the Germany polity. Thus, a National Assembly met at the town of Weimar to form a republic with a democratic constitution and a federal structure. But this newborn republic was not well received by its own people for the following reasons. Some reasons we will watch. The Allied imposed a harsh and humiliating treaty at the Versailles, which squarely placed the blame of starting World War first on Germany's soldiers. It was the Weimar Republic that signed the treaty, much to the displeasure of the German populace. Now we'll watch the second point. Germany lost all of its overseas colonies and a tenth of its population, along with 75% of its iron and 26% of its coal to France, Poland, Denmark, and Lithuania. Now we'll watch third point. The war clause held Germany responsible for the war and the subsequent damage it caused in the Allied nations. They were forced to pay compensation of 6 billion in total due to the loss of most of its revenue generating colonies. Germany was unable to repay the amount. Fourth point. Due to the failure to pay compensation, the Allied armies occupied the resource-rich Rheinland for a time. The Weimar Republic reacted to this by printing paper currency in large numbers to pay off the huge debt. This led to the hyperinflation and the eventual collapse of the economy. And now we will watch next point. Coupled with the humiliations of a foreign power occupying German territory and economic collapse, the German public held the new Weimar Republic responsible for the defeat in the World War II and accepting the disgrace at Versailles. Now we'll watch the second question. Discuss why Nazism became popular in Germany by 1930. This question answer we will watch. The end of World War I had changed the political landscape of Germany right from the beginning. The infant Weimar Republic was beset by problems. The first problem, harsh Versailles Treaty, was a serious blow the national prestige of the Germans and to the economy. Second problem, the economic situation was worsened by the Great Depression of 1929, which had severely affected the already fragile German economy. The inability of the Weimar Republic to remedy the situation only further inflamed public sentiments. Third point, the political scenario was not be better as the various political factions such as the communists and the socialists fought with each other that stalled any policy that would you flipped the plight of the German people. And we watch fourth point. It was in this background that Hitler would organize the fledgling National Socialist German Workers' Party, otherwise known as the Nazi Party, into the mass movement. And fifth point, by implementing Nazi ideas, Hitler promised to undo the injustice of the Versailles Treaty and restore the dignity of the German people, promising economic security and to build a strong German nation free from the foreign influences and the conspiracies. Sixth point, he found strong support among the German middle class who were threatened with desituation due to the economic collapse that had shut down banks, business, and the factories. 7th point, Nazi propaganda, along with the Hitler's powerful oratory skills, successfully portrayed Hitler as the savior and Nazism as the means to deliver the German people from the distress of living a time of actual economic and political crisis. Now we have complete the second question's answer. Now we'll watch third question. What are the peculiar features of Nazi thinking? Now we'll watch this question answer. The Nazi thinking was synonymous with the Hitler's worldview. The features of such thinking are as follows. First thing, there was no equality among the human race, only a racial hierarchy with the blonde, blue-eyed Nordic German Aryans being at the top and the Jews being placed at the bottom level. All the other colored people were placed somewhere in between depending on their external features. Second point, the other aspect of the Nazi ideology was the concept of Lebensraum, of living space. It was believed that new territories had to be acquired at the expense of the local population in order to enhance material resources and the power of the German nation. Third point, they believed in the survival of the fittest, which was a twisted version of the Charles Darwin theory about the natural selection. In their version, they believed that the strongest race would survive while the weak can perish. And now we will watch the fourth point. Nazi thinking put much emphasis on racial purity. Racial purity. This meant that anyone born with the physical and the mental disabilities was considered undesirable and impure. Allowing their existence would only pollute the German race, and hence they had no right to exist along with Jews and Gypsies. Slavic and blacks were all considered subhuman and executed in a large numbers under the shadow of World War II. And now the next point. Nazis believed in war and the aggression. Any notion or piece of related ideologies were considered weak by their standards. They believed that world domination through war justified in proving the superiority of the German race. Now the third question's answer is completed, and we will watch the fourth question. Explain why Nazi propaganda was effective in creating a hearted of Jews. Now we'll watch this question answer. the Nazis the Nazis were quite effective in using propaganda to great effect. They made propaganda films to fan-hearted for Jews, with the most infamous being the Eternal Jew. Orthodox Jews were stereotyped and marked. They were shown with flowing beards, were wearing captains, and they were referred to as rats, and the women's who fed off from good Germans. Jews were also blamed for Germany's defeat in World War, despite the fact of the large number of them served with distinction in the conflict. The propaganda by the Nazis effectively worked around the minds of the people, making use of the centuries of anti-Semitic feelings and tapping their emotions. This turned their hatred and anger at those who were blamed for all of Germany's past and present ills. And the Nazis would be the red meat for these ills. So the fourth question answer is completed, and now we'll watch the fifth question. Explain the role of women in Nazi society. Return to chapter 1 on the French Revolution. Writer paragraph comparing and contrasting the role of women in the two period. Now we'll watch this question answer. Women in Nazi society were relegated to housewives who were charged with upholding the honor of the German race by limiting contacts with the undesirables and rising as many pure-blooded children as possible. Those who conformed to this role were given favored treatment in hospitals, concessions in shops, theater tickets, and railway fares. Despite the most important citizen, it did not apply. Jews, sorry, especially those who deviated from Nazi ideology, those that did risk the public humiliation, loss of civic honor, loss of family, jail sentences, and even death. This was in total contrast to the role of women in the French Revolution, where women led movements and fought for the right to the education and the right to the equal wages as men. They could not be forced to marry against their will. They could also turn to for jobs, become artists, or run small businesses. Schooling was made compulsory for men, them, and they could even hold property. Now we have completed fifth question answer. Now we will watch the last and sixth question. In what ways did the Nazi state seek the established total control over its people? Now we'll watch this question answer. President of the Weimar Republic, Paul von Hindenburg made Hitler the Chancellor of Germany shortly after a mysterious fire broke out in the Reichstag, the parliament building of Germany. Blaming the act of erosion on communists and other enemy of the state, Hitler passed the first fire decree in 1933, which suspended the civic rights of like freedom of speech, press, and freedom of assembly. Thus, Hitler effectively started controlling the German population. Other measures he undertook to systematically dismantle democracy in Germany were we will watch the first point. The Enabling Act was passed, which gave all powers to Hitler to sideline the parliament and rule by decree. The second point, all political parties, with the exception of Nazi party, were banned. The members of these banned parties were either imprisoned, exiled, or assassinated. Third point, the communists were eradicated, with the remaining members being sent to the concentration camps. Fourth point, special security forces such as the SA, SS, SD, and Gestapo were created to control and order society in ways that the Nazis wanted. These organizations were given extrajudicial power. And fifth point, in schools, children were taught to be loyal and submissive. They were also taught to hate Jews and worship Hitler, thus cultivating a personality cult in the process. Fifth point, Nazi youth organizations, the like Jolk and Hitler Youth, were created, where the youth were taught to hate democracy, communism, Jew, and other understand undesirables. Now I have completed this question and answer hour. So I am taking. So now I am ending my lecture. Namaskar.